Hmm. How do you handle a situation where a team member is resistant to change or new ideas? Well, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because personally, I work on the simple idea that everybody's open to change. Right? We've just got to find the right hook. So very often, and we do come across it all the time, somebody doesn't want to do Scrum, or they don't want to try this new way, or it's just not for them. One of my clients at the moment, they've got a senior engineer who will not, absolutely will not, reduce from 4 week sprint. And they can list all the good reasons behind it. So it's not a knowledge gap, and it rarely is a knowledge gap. It's not that they don't understand the benefits, it's that for some other reason, they're resisting. And this for me is actually kind of key. They know it. Okay, when we're working with team members, we're working with bright people. They know the upsides. They can see it. They may not agree with it, or they may not believe it, but they know what you're going to say. So coming in with a logical response isn't actually going to help. Instead, I'm going to take really one of two key ways. First of all, experimentation. Are they open to trying things out? Very often when I'm working with new teams, they are resistant to Scrum, they are resistant to Agile, very often because they've done it before. Because whatever it was that they did was called Scrum and it didn't work for them, they got burnt, they don't want to repeat that. Okay, makes sense? I can get on board with that sort of thinking. So instead, what I'll say is, let's put Scrum to one side. Should we just work together for a bit? Should we try some things out? And I may not bring Scrum in wholesale, for instance, but let's work in 2 week cycles. Let's do a bit of planning. Let's get the stakeholders in at the other end. I'm not going to bring the whole of Scrum in, but let's try this out. Does it help? If it does help, why would we go away from it? And that simple experimentation, giving people the option to back out, is enough to get most people engaged. They'll try it out. So for me, the first port of call is very much experimentation. Try things out, okay? And if they're working, people invariably stay on board. They're, okay, this is working better. Yeah, I like this. I understand this. But they know that if it isn't working for them, if their fears or whatever it is start to manifest, that it's okay to take a step back and say, that's just, no, I don't like that. Okay. The second way is very much in the organizational change kind of approaches. I'm actually a big fan of the ADKAR approach from ProSci to explain this, particularly the awareness and desire. Many people resist change, not because of the change, but because of what they lose, what it's going to cause for them, the uncertainty of the future. Okay? We like comfort, we like the status quo. And any change puts that at risk. They've got to go through a period of turmoil to work it out. And if you're really comfortable, do you want that? Is it worth the benefits? Are there benefits? You don't know. So awareness and desire are really the things. The knowledge, as I've already said, they tend to have. They already know all of that stuff. So explaining to them why, getting them on board of understanding what the problem is that you're trying to solve. And again, we'll use sprint. I still come across organizations who work in very, very long cycles. So the developers are working for 3-6 months with no feedback. They're just coding. And they kind of get agile. They understand these sprints and things, but they don't know the problem that's being solved. And we've got to contextualize it for them. We've got to bring it into their world. So I will very often talk to them about what it is they experience. So pulling out their previous work, have you ever worked on something for 3 months and people have said, no, I don't want that anymore? Like, yeah, okay. Well, how could we find out about that sooner? And really invite them into an open conversation about this. I genuinely don't want to lead them to Agile. I don't want to lead them to Scrum. I want them to end up somewhere they are comfortable, with an understanding of the problems that we're trying to solve and how they apply in their context. So if it takes them 3 months to deliver a product to the customer and they're always saying that's a problem, well, That's the problem I'm trying to solve. I'm not trying to introduce Agile. I'm trying to help them and their customers by getting feedback sooner. And maybe we're not jumping to 2 weeks. Maybe it's a month. Maybe it's 6 weeks. Okay? But that's okay because it's better. And we're always going to be looking for that. When people are resisting change, a lot of it is not knowledge, it's fear, it's uncertainty. It's that thing that they know that there's going to be problems ahead and they don't know what they are. So engage them in a conversation about it, open up, see where they think, what they want to do, help them move forwards. What we're going to try and do is really, at every step of the way, engage them, their awareness, their desire to do a better job, to deliver better for the organisation, for the customers. Use those hooks to pull them towards a better way of working. Okay? Again, I'm actually being quite careful here to not say towards Agile, towards Scrum, because that's not the point. All of these Agile transformations, all of this stuff, no, that's not what we're trying to do. Okay? We're trying to help organizations be better at operating in the 21st century. Agile and everything that comes with it is a great toolbox, but it's not the only one. It's not the only way to do this. As an Agile coach, as a Scrum Master, with those reluctant people hesitant to seek change, I would much rather engage them and get them moving towards a better way of working, whatever it may be, than go straight to an Agile answer. If you've got to this point in the video, I hope you've enjoyed it. If so, a like would be appreciated. If you want to hear more from me, more answers to questions that maybe you've got in the Agile world, please subscribe to the channel. And if you've got a question that you really want answered, drop it in the comments. I promise we'll get around to it. Thank you.